Hey everybody, hope you doing alright. Hope you guys doing alright. So again, we're reading from Tony Hillerman, Coyote Waits, and we're at the bottom on the left-hand page here. So they did the right turn off 666 onto Navajo 33, driving into the setting sun. Here's probably about where he was when we first made radio contact, she said, just about here. His voice sounded stiff in his own ears, and Janet nodded. He slowed, pointing. I was way over there, 25, 30 miles behind Shiprock, driving south on the road from Biclabito. I was back there behind the rock, something like that screws up radio communication. It keeps fading in and out. She cleared his throat. He pulled down the sunshade. Janet flipped down the one on the driver's side, found she was too short to be helped by it, and finished out her sunglasses. She was thinking that she wasn't as ready to talk about this as he thought he was. Going to be quite a sunset, she said. Look north over Sleeping Ute Mountain in Colorado, over Utah's, Abaggio Mountains. Great thunderheads were reaching toward their evening climax. Their tops, reflecting in the direct sun, were snowy white, and the long streamers of ice crystals blown from them seemed to glitter. But at lower levels, the light that struck them had been filtered through the clouds over the Chuscas and turned into shades of rose, pink, and red. Lower still, the falling light molted from pale blue-gray to the deepest blue. Overhead, the streaks of high-level cirrus clouds were being ignited by the sunset. They drove through a fiery twilight. There's where it happened, she said, nodding to the left. He pulled off the pavement right up there, and the car was burning over by the cluster of junipers way off there. Janet nodded. She noticed her forehead, her cheeks rosy in the reflected light, skin as smooth as silk. Her eyes were intense, staring at something, an intelligent face, a classy face. She frowned. What's that over on the rocks? She gestured. Those white marks up in the formation over there. That's what was bothering Delbert, she said, and made a chuckling sound. That's the artwork of our phantom vandal. Delbert noticed something had been painting those formations maybe 6 weeks ago. He wanted to catch the guy. It bothered him? I don't guess there's a law against it, nothing specific anyway, she said, but it bothers me too. Why ugly up something natural? With Nez, I think it was a mixture of being bothered and thinking it was sort of weird. Who would climb up in there and waste all that time in paint during turning black basalt into white? Anyway, Delbert was always talking about it, and that night it sounded like he thought he'd seen the guy. He was laughing about it. Maybe he did see him, Janet said. She was staring out at the formation. What caused all that? I know it must be volcanic, but it doesn't look like the normal ones. Frankly, they don't teach you anything about geology in law school. And anthropology departments either, she said. But from what I've been told, the volcanic action that formed a shiprock lasted for tens of thousands of years. The pressure formed a lot of cracking in the Earth's surface, and every 1,000 years or so, or maybe it's millions of years, there would be another bubbling up of melted rock and new ridges would form, sometimes right beside the old ones. Oh, Janet said. These run for miles and miles, she said, sort of parallel the Chusca Mountains. Is there a name for them? She told her. She made a wry face. My parents wanted me to speak perfect English. They didn't talk Navajo much around me. All right, love you guys. Hope you have a good day. Thanks, bye.